Healing your bowel and body with this program eliminates bowel conditions in a way that crutches, whether it's diets, supplements, exercise, massage, chiropractic, acupuncture, etc., cannot do. When I speak about bowel conditions, I'm referring to numerous problems, including but not limited to conditions like celiac or Crohn's or irritable bowel syndrome or hemorrhoids or IBS, polyps, etc. When you do this program and heal your body, you eliminate acids out of your body, which includes eliminating the excess acidity that exists in your bowel out of your bowel. When there are excess acids in your bowel, that triggers a lot of irritation and response from your body to react or protect you against them. Some of the reactions to those excess acids in the bowel are an increase in water. The water is there to dilute those acids, but the water also can cause frequent loose stools. The excess acids also can cause fermentation and gas, which can cause bloating and cramping. Those excess acids can also cause, over time, if you will, those excess acids can cause damage to the tissue of the bowel, which can create more serious things like polyps and eventually things like cancer. So in this process, you are, with the bentonite, eliminating acids out of your entire body, your bowel included, and those symptoms go down. Now, regardless of what you call it, and I realize that these conditions are not exactly the same, but with celiac, Crohn's, colitis, etc., most of those conditions you have a similar issue of frequent, uncomfortable, loose, crampy, bloated, intestinal bowel issues, if you will. Again, with lowered acidity, that stuff gets out. I have had numerous people, in fact, get rid of their polyps with just this program alone. When you heal the bacterial environment in your bowel, which you do with this program, you create a healthy environment that can do many things. One of them is to digest fiber, gluten, and lactose more efficiently. It is the job of your good bacteria to digest those food items. Undigested fiber is a leading cause of some of the symptoms associated with these bowel conditions, and again, the cramping, bloating, irritation that can occur. Many people are told to stop eating high fiber foods, which is a very bad approach to those problems for many reasons. One, high fiber foods are very healthy for you. Number two, as is true in many of those recommendations where you're told just to avoid the gluten or the fiber, what you're then doing is avoiding the fact your gut's not healthy. And when your gut's not healthy, that allows acids to accumulate in your body much more rapidly than what it is. And it's the accumulation of acidity that you should be really worried about. That's what leads to premature death, disease, cancers, heart attacks, etc. So you're avoiding the fact that you are likely absorbing a ton of acids when you simply avoid the fiber or the gluten. When you heal your bowel with this program, you create a bowel that can digest the fiber, digest the gluten, so we don't have the celiac, etc. You can eliminate that condition, and you will with this program. While you're healing your body and bowel with this program, the crutches that can help you reduce your symptoms most efficiently are the bentonite, because of course bentonite, again, binds to the acids and helps to get them out of your bowel so you don't have as much cramping, looseness, bloating, gas, etc. The calcium citrate, the unique healing calcium citrate, buffers the acids. So while it doesn't eliminate them, when they're buffered, there still is less of that irritable reactivity, less looseness, gas, bloating, cramping, etc. The colloidal silver can be valuable if you have an infection. I forgot to mention, one of the other jobs of the good bacteria you're creating with this program is to fight off fungal bacterial infections. Maybe in half the cases that I work with a client and they've got cramping, loose stools, irritability, which is associated with these conditions, it's caused by an infection. When the gut is healthy, those infections will not occur, but until it's healthy, then that silver can be very valuable for eliminating the infection and the symptoms, again, the frequent loose, gas, crampy, bloated symptoms that accompany that. If you are allergic to wheat or dairy, then you simply either can take sometimes a lot of digestive enzymes to try to digest them and reduce that allergy, but yeah, you may also, yes, have to just avoid those foods for a little while until your gut is healthier. As far as fiber goes, you also would have to just eat a lower fiber diet, which means less beans, less raw vegetables, less super grainy food like oatmeal and high fiber cereals and breads, less nuts. Those are all high fiber foods. Or there's also a product you can get at like the health food store called Beano. You can try taking 2 or 3 times the amount they suggest with every fibrous food that you eat, and at least reduce the gas and bloating with those foods. Again, until your bowel is healthier and able to digest fiber more efficiently. That was a lot I said, and I apologize. I grouped all this together, and I realized it's a lot to do all at once. I will at some point do a separate video on all of these conditions, but do know, regardless of what you've been diagnosed with, you will eliminate it with this program. Your unhealthy bowel and or body are what are at the ultimate baseline cause of what those are all about, and those can be healed. There are many misunderstandings about these conditions. One, I think, is that everyone thinks hemorrhoids are caused by constipation. I find that is absolutely not true. Yes, if your stools are super hard and dry, you can get hemorrhoids, but it also can happen if the stools are super loose and watery a lot. The ultimate cause of the hemorrhoid is the weakening of the bowel tissue, the irritability of it. And then if that tissue gets irritated with more acidity or with a hard stool, you can have a hemorrhoid. When you heal your body with this program, you heal the tissues of your bowel as well. They will eventually go away. If you have problems with them in this process, especially if you increase the bentonite and have firmer stools, which is part of what's actually going to help to heal your bowel, is getting the acids out, which you do accomplish with firmer stools with bentonite. But if you're uncomfortable, take some magnesium citrate. You can find information on using that product in both of my books, Unique Healing and Unique Healing 2. You can also find a whole section on these bowel conditions in my second book, Unique Healing 2. But use the magnesium so you don't have to reduce the bentonite. You need the bentonite to ultimately heal your bowel and make it healthier. So keep taking your bentonite, use some magnesium to soften things up a little bit if you suffer from hemorrhoids. But eventually you'll stop having that condition. Eventually, as your body and bowel become healthier, even if the stools get too hard, you will not have hemorrhoids. Colonoscopies are one of the, of course, ways that the medical profession measures the health of your colon. You can see polyps and diverticulitis and colon cancer are some of the things you can detect with those colonoscopies, and that's all great, but be careful that you have a colonoscopy and it comes back without colon cancer or polyps and you're told that your colon's healthy, because that is emphatically not the case. All it means is you don't have polyps or colon cancer, but those conditions are a far cry and miles away from completely healthy bowel. It doesn't mean your bowel is healthy just because those do not exist. It's great they don't exist. And in fact, if they do exist, you should see them, especially polyps, as a warning that you're heading in a very dangerous, bad direction, and do this program more seriously, because you need it even more than if you don't see those on a colonoscopy. Likewise, as I said, so the polyps are an indication of an unhealthy bowel. So is an appendicitis. If you have appendicitis, I had that when I was 11. Those are also symptoms that, wow, the bowel is becoming incredibly unhealthy, and if you don't heal it soon, you're likely going to have more serious problems down the road. No one healed my bowel when I was 11. At age 22, I was almost dead. Again, avoiding wheat and dairy, great, I guess, with some of these conditions, but they're just treating the symptom, not the cause of the problem. And when you just treat the symptom, you're not preventing your body from becoming more dangerously unhealthy. This program does prevent that from happening. I have been talking about your bowels, or people's bowels, clients' bowels, since the day I started doing this 20 years ago. So every single person I've seen with heart disease, high cholesterol, weight problems, gout, headaches, allergies, you name it, we've always talked about their bowel. Your unhealthy bowel is massively connected to every condition you could possibly dream of. But I understand how many of you never learned that and never got that an unhealthy bowel is connected to, again, things like food allergies or weight problems. So I have understandably, in the last 20 years, seen a lot of people with bowel conditions, more than any other condition, because I talk about the bowels a lot. That's brought in a lot of people with those conditions. So more than anything, I've helped people with these conditions, and I've helped people get rid of every single condition that you see up there. Keep it in mind, when I say get rid of, the difference between this program and others is that getting rid of means that that person can eat wheat, they can eat carbs, they don't have to take a bunch of vitamins, do any other type of crutches to keep their symptoms gone. They actually just have healed their body and the symptoms are gone because they're healthier, not because they depend on one of those crutches to keep them gone. That's the definition of a healed bowel, and that's what you will get when you do this program. Your bowel is the last organ in your body to heal. Keep that in mind. Again, you'll understand that when you read my books. So you will need to use crutches for a while before you can eliminate them and be okay off of them. It is the last organ in your system to heal when you embark on this program, but at least it happens, and it will happen for you. So I hope that helps. For more information, as always, check out my website, www.uniquehealing.com.